Anyways, once Glenn pays attention, we can get started.
All right. I was just making some bets.
You got Audacity up?
Let's go. Oh, wait, hold on. What is that?
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 42 of 2025. I'm Chris Lurie, and glad I got to see Glenn this week. With me, we have my co-host, Duke Silver, back from using AI-generated videos at our Zenith Encore event.
So I wish I got to see both Glenn and Chris this week. I did not. I was hanging out in Houston, but what I did manage to do was hit my head so hard that I almost knocked over a 70-inch TV. So,
Ooh, which head?
And yeah, I wish. No, the funnier part about that is, so after I hit it, I was like, oh god, that hurt. It's like one of those two, like right there. You can see it, top of my head.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I see it. Like you can feel it, like kind of go into your skull. You're like, god damn it. Yeah, and so then like I'm like this is the front, so I had to like walk around, and as I'm walking around, like everyone's like trying to stop and talk to me, and then like I don't know, 30 seconds, 60 seconds of every conversation, everyone's like, hey, did you know that you're bleeding? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get to the bathroom to stop this. And it happened like 5 times, and yeah, it was funny.
Made for a good story. Should have taken selfies with people with a bloody head.
Dude, I was like so one of them was Shama. I think that's how you say her name, right? Is it? Oh, I feel so bad. Yes, Shama. Just making sure. And she's like, she saw it. She's like, oh, like, let me get you a Band-Aid. I was like, all right. So I come back like after I cleaned it up, and she's like, here, let me put it on. I'm like, no, like you're not putting the Band-Aid on me. Like, I'll do it. So I take the Band-Aid, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, and then the bathroom's like too dark, so I can't see anything. So I come back. I was like, I need help. She's like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, how the hell are you not grossed out by this? This is like so weird. She's like, I went into the medical field. I was planning on like being a doctor or something. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
She wanted to rub the lucky Buddha. She wanted the good luck.
Yeah. Yep. Better people out there than myself. So.
And we have Glenn Medina, who's back from giving his TED Talk yesterday.
Fun times, guys. Good to be back on the pod again. Or was I out last week? I can't remember.
I think you were here.
It was part of the week.
You were here last week. I think you showed up midway. No, you were here the whole time. It was the guest that I had to splice in midway.
Okay, yeah. Well, good to be back.
2 in a row. It's a Christmas miracle, as
It is.
Brian likes to say.
It is. It's the most you've seen me in a while.
It's true. Our guest this week is the returning Jamie Harris. Jamie.
Hey
guys.
Jamie.
I tried to get Jamie on the show a few times, but every time he just kept getting sick. So we're glad you're feeling better, and welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Maybe he's just allergic to you, Chris.
It could be
peer pressure.
You know what it is? When you go to Vegas with 3,000 of your closest friends, you just never know what you're going to come home with.
So what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas this time, that's what I'm assuming?
Not this time. I think 15 SKOs in my career. This is the first time I came home with the sickness.
Oh, wow.
That's good. You
managed. Depends. If all 14 were virtual. If they were virtual, then it'd be hard to come home with something.
Nah, no such luck.
Remember about, was it 2 years ago, everyone had Scovid. They called it Scovid. Like at least 20% or more of the company came back with it.
Just you called it that.
No, Chris hasn't gotten COVID yet. Right?
I haven't gotten it.
But
masking.
I'm the only one that calls.
Yeah, because he was always wearing a mask, running around like an idiot.
You're really missing out.
I know. Join the club. Well, combined, we still have decades of information security experience and are here not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 3 awesome stories for this week's, and there will be cupcakes and punch at the end, so be sure to stay tuned. This week, we're going to talk about a host getting vished, a prison break, sort of, and close with sports gambling talk. For our first topic, this one might be a little bit long, which is why I cut out one of the stories, but I wanted to share a story that happened to me and how I was actually very close to getting vished, or voice call phished. This one's going to take a little bit of a setup, so bear with me. This week, I was out doing something, and I got a phone call, and using the caller screen feature, brand new feature of iOS 26, The iPhone said that someone was calling from my bank's fraud detection department. And this is not that unusual. Like, I have to replace my card every so often because somehow it gets compromised. I picked up. They said someone tried to use my credit card with Apple Pay at a Best Buy and an Apple store in Houston, Texas. And they asked if it was me, all the usual questions. I said, no, that's not me. I've gotten these calls before, so I'm familiar with the process here. The caller said they're going to cancel my card and send me a replacement. Again, pretty standard. And to authorize the cancellation and issuance of my new card, they need to send me that SMS text-based one-time password and read it back to them. So I did it, not thinking anything was out of the ordinary. They usually do that to authenticate you. Next, they said they detected someone logging into my online banking account, also from Houston, Texas, and asked if it was me. And of course, I said no. And they said, well, now they need to cancel my online username and password and give me a new one since my old one was compromised. Again, still pretty believable. They sent me a text message asking me to reply to that text message, enter my bank username, and then the word cancel. But here's the twist. They already knew my username, so they instructed me to enter my username, cancel. I did just that, and then they said, well, now we need to cancel your compromised password, so go ahead and reply to that SMS message with my actual password and the word cancel.
That's the dumb part.
That's where they screwed up. So that's when all the alarm bells went off in my head, and I asked them, why in the world are you asking me to send a clear text password over SMS, the world's least secure mode of communication? And the caller said, it's to cancel out the password. Your password's been canceled. You got to cancel it out. And then I asked, well, do you have a secure web form? And they said, no, we don't have that. So I just typed in the actual word password cancel. I'm like, let's see where this goes. Because at that point I knew it was a scam. But I'm like, how can I mess with them? Or how can I get some intel on these people? And then the guy on the phone said, nope, that password didn't work. You have to enter in the correct password. And I said, all right, I know what's up. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to call the number on the back of my card. And he said, no, you're free to do that. But look up the caller ID and see that I'm actually calling from your bank. And that was actually true. I did exactly that. I reverse searched the number they called from, and it did go back to my bank's fraud detection department. But he hung up after I said I was going to hang up. He knew that he wasn't going to get my password, so he just hung up and moved on to the next victim. But very convincing. I like to think that I'm a trained professional at least in security, and even I almost fell for it if it weren't for the fact that they asked for my password over text message.
How is it not possible you didn't record any of this?
I know. I wish I hit the record
and started the whole let me screw with them.
Yeah. Well, I was out doing something where I was half distracted, so that's why I'll go into some of the red flags of this particular call. But yeah, I was out and distracted, and we did that story about Troy Hunt a couple months ago, how he's a very he's like a Microsoft MVP. He is a security trained professional, and even he fell for it. And he said it was due to being distracted, being jet lagged. They prey on those types of situations.
So let's be real. I need to come clean about something, guys. A couple weeks ago, I was at Chris's house, visited him and his family. May have found something laying around. I was in Houston this week and may have placed a phone call.
What?
To Chris. What? Yeah.
You did that?
And maybe I am totally lying. I didn't do any of that stuff. That was hilarious stuff. Chris, were you thinking that maybe it was me?
I
Evil genius
didn't
right there.
think it was you. Well, I knew for sure it wasn't you on the phone because it would recognize your voice, but maybe you would have used one of those VoIP services.
Voice change.
Yeah, text to voice. So some of the things, and we can talk about this. I promise I'll stop talking after this, but I will say the level of sophistication, next level. You can call this next generation phishing or next gen vishing. I would definitely apply that label to it. Some of the things I would say spoke very well. No grammatical errors, no strong accent detected, and nothing against people with accents, but a lot of scams come from a certain region of the world where there's a detectable accent. They already had all my information: first name, last name, address, phone number. They knew my bank login ID. They knew how the reps spoke. So they said, they used phrase like, did you have your card in your possession? Do you have any business partners or authorized users in Houston? Yeah, and then they open the call with, "I'm Joe Smith. We are on a recorded line." These are things. These are things that my bank will actually say when they call. They did not panic when I said I was going to hang up. You know, the "do not redeem the code. Why did you redeem the code?" Like they didn't panic or anything like that. Like the caller was very calm and said, "You're free to do that, but let's just get this done here and now." And then last one, they instilled just enough urgency to push an action, but not enough to throw up any giant red flags until that point where they asked for my password over SMS.
What do you think their success rate is with this? If they do 50 of these a day, how many do you think they actually get the bank credentials?
Probably 0.01%. You just need one, right? I mean,
I would say it's pretty high. Of 50 people, like 40 people would fall for this.
Wow.
I mean, again, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I would consider myself like the top 1% of security awareness, and I almost fell for it. I'd be surprised if it wasn't 49 out of 50 people that would fall for this.
Wow. And your first red flag was the SMS clear text password, right?
That was the biggest red flag. And then when I thought about it, I guess you call like post-mortem, I said, okay, yeah, there were actually some other red flags that I missed. And again, I'll attribute it to me being distracted at the time, where in my head, I'm like, that's a little odd. But again, I've been through this before. The person knew my name, knew my address, knew my phone number, knew my bank username. This is all stuff that my bank would actually know. And so I did make the mistake of saying that proof of knowledge was a substitution for authenticating the caller. And that's where I saw some red flags, but I didn't think too much of it until all those red flags started adding up and like, okay, this is a scam. So I will say, some of the red flags that I either sort of caught and I said, this is odd, but didn't make me hang up right away. So first of all, they did not use my legal name. And that should have been a red flag, but I've gone by my nickname for so long that I know, like, I respond to it as if it were my legal name, but they did not use my legal name, which means they got my data from a data dump or something, where I always use my nickname, but for legal documents like bank accounts, they would have my full legal name, and they did not have my full legal name. So that should have been a red flag.
His full legal name is Jarvis Leonard.
Now it's out there, Brian. Thanks a lot.
The third. You forgot the third, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. They mentioned a service fee to expedite a card because they're like, oh, yeah, we'll get that replacement card out to you 5 to 10 business days. But since, it's really inconvenient for you, I'm going to rush it to you with expedited shipping, and I'm going to waive the service fee for this expedited shipping. And having gone through this process a number of times, like, your bank should never charge you a fee to expedite your replacement card because you were a victim of a fraud. So that should have been a red flag. But again, it's a little odd, but not reason enough for me to hang up at that time.
It would have been hilarious if you said, can you give me your credit card number so I can charge this fee too?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then another sort of odd thing was they said the person that tried to go to Best Buy and into the Apple store to use it, they said they tried to use it on Apple Pay on iPhone 14 Pro. So again, the setup, their pretense was very strong. But I also know that you cannot enroll a credit card into Apple Pay without some form of secondary factor authentication. So if you've ever tried to add your credit card to Apple Pay, they always send you an SMS, or they make you log into your bank account, or they send you a notification through the app and you have to approve it. And I never got that. So again, it was like one of those things like, well, maybe they compromised me. Maybe there's a 2FA bypass that I don't know about. Like, again, I was trying to sort of rationalize that in my head. But again, that probably should have been a red flag.
You know what it is? It's all the Taco Bell clouded your judgment.
I think so.
Brain fog.
I think so. Yeah. The old Taco Bell defense. Too much sodium.
That fire sauce is what does it.
It's the Diablo.
Diablo.
Yeah. Anyone who's listened to the show long enough knows that I'm a big fan of that Diablo sauce.
Dude, it's vinegar. That's all I had. I actually had Taco Bell the other day, and I grabbed it. I'm like, Chris likes this one. No, hot's where it's at. The Diablo's is vinegar. I'm like, it doesn't even taste good.
Oh, it's delicious. I love the spice.
You give me dinner ideas for tonight.
Yeah. I had 4 soft tacos in your face. Actually, you can actually cheat. You can actually eat cheap at Taco Bell. Yeah, if you stick to the old 59, 79, 99 cent menu. But if you like venture burrito. Off, yeah, you're like, you want a grilled burrito chalupa thing? It's just like $18.99. Like, get the hell out of here, man. This is supposed to be fast food.
Speaking of which, I'm starving. Right. Let's go.
Commercial break.
Yeah.
Taco Bell. Just kidding.
Although it would have made me feel better. It would have been more hilarious if Brian was actually the one that tried to voice fish me. But this apparently is a group out there. And when I called the bank, because of course I called the real number on the back of my card, reported everything. They took every precaution necessary: new username, new password, new account numbers. They weren't messing around at all. They checked all my accounts. Nothing was added. Nothing was dispersed. Nothing to raise any red flags. But I think the way the scam works is they got the OTP. And I think the OTP is good for either 5 minutes or 15 minutes. And I don't know how they did it because they don't have my password. So they might have done like a password reset because they knew my username and my phone number. And then once I sent them the username and the password, that OTP I gave them 5 minutes earlier would still be valid. Then they'd be able to log into my account and do all kinds of bad stuff in there, change the password.
You should have messed with them really well. Like, well, hold on. Was my password cancel or cancel now?
Yeah, waste their time. Exactly. And again, like I said, if I wasn't out and about, like doing something important and I was at home at my desk, number one, I probably wouldn't have fallen for it. Number two, would have recorded it. And number three, would have seen how far I could take this in messing with them.
So what you're saying is during business hours, you were not at home working. You were out screwing around.
That's just mean.
Wasn't screwing around. Actually, I had a PTO day that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say likely. So there's lessons learned, the TLDR of what I learned from it, what I hope our audience learns from it. You do have to be 100% focused when it comes to banking or anything sensitive, anything that has to do with your password, like your corporate accounts or your banking. 100% focused. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not. We preach this all the time, but even I fell for it to a certain extent. When in doubt, hang up and call back. Do not trust phone numbers on caller ID. When I called my bank and told them that the number actually came from their bank, they were surprised. But to us as security people, it shouldn't surprise us. It's so easy to spoof it. Like PBXs are not secure at all. It's very, very easy to spoof phone numbers these days.
Who was the first person you saw that spoofed a PBX? Do you remember?
I know someone at our company did it to screw with people. It might be the same person you're thinking of.
No, it was on the TV show The Screensavers. Kevin Mitnick came out there.
Kevin Mitnick, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, at least that was the first time I saw. I was like, I got to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, there was somebody at our company who was a little bit of a troublemaker that would spoof his number and call people just to mess with them.
Oh boy,
he tried to impersonate the CEO or someone else. Another thing, I don't know if this works, but it's worth a try. Like if someone calls you and says, I need you to read back the code, like give them a wrong code and see if it works. Because if they are the actual company, they would know what the code is and they'll say, no, that wasn't correct. Give me the real one. But I think if it's a scammer, they might not know at that point if it's real or not until they get your password. And then the last one I have here, don't pick an easily guessable username. My old username was a combination of letters in my name, and it might have been easy to guess, or they got it in a data dump. So my new username is impossible to guess.
Chris the Stud Louie.
That's easy to guess. Glenn is wonderful. No one would ever think that I would say that. So, yeah.
This is nerdy, but I think about it in terms of zero trust. Like an incoming phone call, I automatically don't trust it. I want to outbound call that number myself.
Yeah.
And so if you think about it in terms of what we preach every day, you can almost just not trust an incoming call no matter who it's from.
Yeah, exactly. TNO security, trust no one. And that's part of, like, you're correct in this whole zero trust model and how the scattered lapsus, shiny hunter kids, whatever they're calling themselves nowadays, and their social engineering people, like, support teams are now trained to not get socially engineered by hanging up the phone, calling back on a known good number. They don't believe who they say they are. Don't believe the phone number that shows up on the caller ID. Hang up, call them back on a known good number. Like, that should be step one.
Yep.
It's just like this text message I keep getting. There's a job waiting for me with PayPal or some other company. And it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. They want to pay me $800 a week.
It's easy money,
But,
Glenn.
okay. Yeah,
You
easy
wanna
money.
do it?
So I just got to respond back. So
Taco Bell money, buddy.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Part-time money.
$800 a week worth of Taco Bell.
That's right.
Yeah, but I thought
Do you think Grace would have been caught with that as well?
I can't say for certain because to her credit, since she's married to the top 1% security professional, her antenna are definitely a lot better at the BS meter detection is significantly better, and she always verifies things with me. Like, I got this message, I think it's a scam. Take a look at it, and like, yep, 100% you identified a scam. Now, if it was like my parents, that's a different question. And I guess part of your defense as well is to use a password manager. Like, my banking password is absurdly long. And if my password was like, Chris the Stud Louis, I would be able to type that with my thumbs really fast. But my password is absurdly long, uppercase, lowercase symbols. Like, it would take me like an hour to like even just transpose that. So having a really long password even prevents you from being able to send it over SMS.
You should have said like, I think it's 1, 2, 3.
It's the same
Just,
combination I have on my
long pauses.
luggage.
And then just have it go for 5 minutes until the OTP expires.
Yeah.
Read out all the letters in the alphabet and see what they say.
Yeah.
Let's call the number and see if we can get them on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Well, the number they called from was
No,
my
it's
bank's
not.
actual number.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then so I will say, the number that my actual bank's OTP came from is a 5-digit number. Like, companies can own that, those 5-digit numbers. The phone number that the password reset request came from, where they said, respond to this, it came from an 808 area code number, which is in Hawaii. And that should have also been a red flag, that the number that sent the OTP was not the same number that asked for my quote-unquote compromised user. So it was very likely a Telegram bot that was just, spamming these things out. Because the second that I typed in password, the actual word password cancel, my bank later confirmed somebody tried to log in at that exact moment. So it was like either a script or a Telegram bot that was trying to log into my account in real time. And that's also how they immediately knew that was the wrong password. So, lesson learned from me. Crazy
Chris
times.
almost
again.
gets fooled.
I know.
Yeah.
That was, and I guess Victor said it best. He's like, dude, that's an honor. You got spearfished. Like that's an honor that you can hang that on your mantle. So somebody tried to successfully spearfish you, because like a lot of those Telegram bots is just like, dear user, somebody ordered an iPhone in your name. To cancel, press 1. Like that type of spray and pray phishing. But again, like this individual that called me already knew my name, my phone number. They had all my info. This was very targeted. They knew that I banked with this particular bank. They knew I had a credit card with this particular bank, and they did their research.
It's Russian hackers, man. They're listening to the pod.
Yeah, that and they knew the exact phrases that my bank uses, because when I called the fraud department, they said, yeah, our reps are trained to say exactly that. Like someone's been studying them, or someone leaked their SOPs or their playbooks.
It happens. All right.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about this. When in doubt, hang up. That's the best advice I can give you. All right, for our second topic, a prisoner in Romania allegedly hacked into kiosks used by their prison system. He found a flaw in the software that allowed him to access the entire prison back-end software system. So through this little kiosk, I don't know if it's like enter your name or enter your diet information or whatever, but he found a flaw in it and got into the entire back end. So naturally, the first thing he did was remove the block for adult contents for his friends so that they can now freely access this content in prison. So that was the first obvious choice to do. I guess he logged into, the Blue Coats and removed the URL filtering block for them. Next, he adjusted the commissary amounts for himself and his buddies so they could spend as much as they want in the prison store. The system also allowed him to modify how many good behavior days were credited to each inmate, potentially allowing them access to early release. So that's what he did first.
It's just odd that the first thing he did was remove the adult block content instead of like doing the money first.
His priorities. So I've never been locked up. I've never been on the inside, but maybe the people inside value that adult content more than their commissary funds.
So. Yeah.
Let's ask Brian. He's probably our local prison expert.
Why am I a local prison expert?
I'll just say, of the four of us, he looks like the prison expert of the group.
You've been to prison. I have not.
Couple of overnighters, no biggie.
Whatever.
Well, in a true Icarus fashion, he flew a little too close to the sun, and he got caught when he credited his buddy's commissary account with $1 million, which obviously seems highly suspicious. Like, how does somebody in prison get $1 million wired to their commissary account?
What can you buy in commissary for $1 million? Like,
I don't know. It's like, at least from what I hear, what's that guy? The guy that does prison stories. He yells in his videos a lot. I'll have to look that one up. But according to him, it's like, like burritos and ramen and Doritos chips and candy.
Are you talking about that redhead guy? He's tatted up. He never wears a shirt.
Yeah, it might be him. What is that?
And he's so vocal about like the pedophiles, like going after them, and
the chomos.
Goes into the crazy. Yeah, the show. Oh yeah, that dude's insane. The funniest part is, he's got some. I won't get into it, but there's some parts of his body that probably would stand out. And he's just like, some celebrity was like roasting on him. He's like, dude, he's like, I was in prison. You think I would have heard everything? He's like, now this celebrity's calling me out. And she's like, she actually said some really funny things. He's like, it actually got me. It's actually kind of funny. I wish I knew what that guy's name is. He's always on my feed.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of those like ex-prison people that tell you like what was life like inside, and it's pretty interesting. But yeah, I think that's what they would say. Like, there's certain things that are highly valued inside prison, and even like to buy a pair of headphones. Like I remember FPS Russia. If you knew who he was, he did like 2 months in prison for some what I consider trumped up charges. But he was recounting his experience, and he said he had to spend $40 on this pair of wired headphones, and that was the only way he could watch TV because the TVs don't have speakers. They have these like wireless radios. So you had to buy like a radio, you had to buy headphones. That's the only way you could watch TV. So there's things like that you might consider luxuries or even necessities inside that you got to buy.
Maybe he gets like a yacht, like a prison yacht. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. All right. So this is hilarious. So as Brian was talking, I typed into Grok. I said, who is the YouTube guy that talks about his time in prison and he's always yelling in his videos? It came up with the exact answer. Wes Watson. It's Wes Watson. That's exactly.
Let me see if this is the one I'm thinking.
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
We're all gonna look him up.
Wes Watson. He makes some cool videos, but he's always yelling in his videos. Yeah, he did 10 years in California for armed robbery and assault. His videos often feature him shirtless, speaking with high energy, loud yelling delivery. Yep, that's exactly who I was thinking.
It's like the tattooed version of Brian.
I actually haven't seen this guy before. That's interesting.
Wes Watson. He has some good content. Yeah, definitely check him out.
All right, buddy. Just shave the head all the way. Just let it go.
Yeah, and the funny thing, so going back to this Romanian guy, so the funny thing, this hacker inmate, he was serving a 10-year sentence. I can't remember what his crime was, but he was 10 years, and he had like 6 months. We did like 9 years and 6 months. He had 6 months until he was going to be released, but he got caught, so you better believe he's going to be locked up for a long time now.
I bet he regrets that.
See, I don't know. I think this probably relates to our next story, what I told you earlier, what we were going to talk about, of how people are seemingly living the good life and then they risk it all for something dumb, and then they get caught, and then that leads to their downfall. Like, this guy did it for the thrill of it. He didn't do it for the money. He didn't do it for the fame or the glory. He did it because he's addicted to it.
To what?
To hacking.
What's he addicted to?
Hacking.
Oh. You don't know that. You don't know the backstory on why he did it, technically.
But I mean, like, logically, though, you've completed 95% of your prison term, 6 months you're a free man, and then you go and do something stupid, and they're gonna lock you up for another 5 years or whatever.
Prison break, man.
No, it's I equate to like Shawshank Redemption. Remember Red after he gets released? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my life. I'm outside now. All I've known is prison life. So maybe it's something like that.
Could be.
I want to know how whatever system he was connected to was also connected to the commissary finance and the blue coats and all that other stuff.
The back end systems, yeah.
I don't understand how sometimes.
Did you say the blue coats?
I did, because that's what he said.
That's what I said. I said he went into the blue coats and removed the adult content filter.
No, you didn't.
He did.
I don't know. I don't want to slander blue coat. I don't know if they were using blue coat, but that's just an example of a URL filter that they might use in Romania.
How do you know it wasn't like what's the other ones that are out there?
iBoss
like,
or Umbrella,
yeah. Webroot,
Squid, who knows?
Sophos,
yeah.
maybe Squid. Yeah, Squid actually makes more sense.
Squid. It was a Raspberry Pi running Squid
Or
hanging
OpenDNS
from a shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand how these systems are all interconnected to that level, especially in a prison where they have nothing to do except think about ways
separated.
to tear stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they weren't separated is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Network segmentation at its finest, right there.
Yeah, and I mean, Jamie, you're like, I don't know how could this have happened. I'm like, I can name like Fortune 500 companies where this has literally happened to, where one kiosk gets popped and they get access to the entire network. It's network segmentation is hard for companies.
Well, they're probably using that Huawei hub, right? So,
Yeah, they found.
What do you think? Do you guys know who Ryan Montgomery is?
Not familiar.
Look him up real quick. Like he's
Ryan Montgomery.
I see.
Thanks for the homework.
Yeah. Like I'm sure you've seen him before. Like he's been like on the Sean Ryan show, and he
Okay.
he annoys the crap out of me. Like he trivializes it a little too much, like how easy it is to like do things. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just really easy for him. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like this, I can't tell if he's real or not. I think he's got his own business, right?
Yeah, pentester.com. Please feel free to sponsor the show, Ryan.
Yeah, or come on the show and defend yourself. You pussy. Just kidding. Edit that out, please.
So my AI assistant says Ryan Montgomery can refer to two notable individuals: Ryan Daniel Montgomery, known as Rice the 5'9", an American rapper, or Ryan Montgomery, a country music artist from South Florida. So which one is it, Brian?
Neither. Royce the 5'9". That's funny. No, like he supposedly I can't remember when this was. I'm thinking like he had supposedly hacked. Is it Riot Games? It's Grand Theft Auto? Right?
Rockstar.
Or no?
no.
Or Rockstar, yeah. He hacked that and supposedly came across something called like the Mirror City. And he said that they were like weaponizing like artificial intelligence. Like it was like it's such a real environment that you can't distinguish it from reality. And they were using data collected from everyone, like facial recognition and voices to replay stuff in this city. Have you guys heard of that or no?
I have not. It sounds like the
No.
plot for that movie Free Guy, though.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to watch Sean Ryan. Him on the Sean Ryan show. Sean Ryan puts out.
He didn't talk about that, but yeah, it was something. I can't remember. Oh well, that's okay.
All right. Ryan Montgomery started hacking at 13 and made $30,000 a day with affiliate marketing. Now he uses his skills to help catch online predators and raise awareness about cybersecurity. So I can be on board with that. I don't like online predators, and I like raising awareness for cybersecurity.
Dude, I just saw a video of some guy that was like, he's like, I've been doing cybersecurity for 30 years, and I turned on every parental control in Roblox. And he's like, the amount of like sexual perversion that was on that app, like even with all the filters, was still there. He's like, it's horrible. Like something needs to be done.
I think
It wasn't Montgomery. It was something else.
I think Florida's Attorney General just brought a lawsuit against Roblox for exactly that.
I don't know.
And my kids are of the age, my older one is of the age where all her peers are on there and playing it, and we're holding off as much as possible for that one, for that exact reason, that there are a lot of dangerous people out there preying on young people. And I know you can turn on every parental control possible, but yeah, I mean, even like there's one video I watch, and again, unverified, but it's on the internet, so it must be true, that even like the games kids get targeted with, like, because Roblox is a platform. It's like Steam. I can play Half-Life. I can play this game. I can play Dave the Diver. So Roblox will like pitch you games that you should download, and companies can sponsor that, and they're like paid ads to bring them to the top of the search results. And some of these games, like they set their kids' age at like, call it 9 years old, and they're like getting marketed these really inappropriate games. So even with full parental controls, turning off online chat, like they're still getting targeted with really inappropriate games.
Scary.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing some of that stuff. It's crazy. I'm all for a free and open internet, but for crying out loud, like give us some ways to protect our children.
Yeah. 18 and up, the world's your oyster. 17 and below, like we got to wrap some controls around that for sure. What about you, Jamie? You big on Roblox?
No, I'm not really a gamer, but I am constantly amazed at the crazy stuff that goes on in the gaming underworld.
Yeah, there's good stuff and there's bad stuff. So we did a story maybe it was last year or 2 years ago, where I think it was in Counter-Strike. There's a custom Counter-Strike map where you go into this building, you go into the basement, and people were posting like information about the Ukraine-Russia war, because Russia obviously, blocks Wikipedia and news and all that. So people inside Russia can log into this Counter-Strike server or this map, go into the basement, and you can read like news articles about all the atrocities that are happening in Ukraine. So it's like, all right, that's a good use of the video game technology to block, circumvent censorship. But then you also have these stories of people using like PS Live or Xbox Live to like conduct drug deals or order murder for hire. It's a double-edged sword there.
That's very creative of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a game, a TV series called Occupied. It was about like a Russian occupation of Norway, and one of the ways that they would communicate with each other, where they would log into this game called DayZ. They log in, they meet, they talk, and then they log out, because they don't collect metadata like they do for cell phone calls or VoIP calls or whatever. But that was one of the plot points, is they log into the game to talk to each other.
That was a big thing a couple of years ago, right? Like even during the Gulf War or and whatnot, like logging into games in general, right? Like Call of Duty and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just using that as your poor man's VoIP, or try to avoid surveillance that way. Yep. Next phone taps, they're going to do Xbox Live and PSNet.
I think it's already happening. People just don't know.
Yeah. Are you listening, NSA? When I teabag my opponent after annihilating them.
Can you say that on here?
Teabag, yeah. Well, okay, mushroom stamp. Maybe that's more appropriate.
What the heck? I gave them the onion.
I will do that. I kill some guy with a mushroom stamp. Squat over them. For our last topic, and it'll be a rotating topic every week. This week, we're going to talk about the rise and fall of sports superstars over a stupid reason. And this is very appropriate. I got inspiration from this. There's a story, I think it was just yesterday. The head of the FBI said they busted and arrested over 30 people in the sports betting scandal, where sports stars would intentionally throw games, or they give tips, like insider information. So this is the equivalent of like insider trading. They give tips to their friends so they can bet on sports, and then they'd make enormous amounts of money if you could figure out, like, if you get that little bit of edge. And one of the stories I heard was like LeBron James. He has a close friend, a confidant, and I guess LeBron James sprained his ankle. And he told his friends, like, oh, got a sprained ankle, I'm not going to be able to play tonight. But this was not public information yet. So that friend took that information, told all his buddies, and says, hey, LeBron's injured. He's not going to play tonight, so bet against the Lakers. And then they did that, and they won a bunch of money. And then there were some replays that I saw on X where there was an actual player that would throw the game. He'd say, I'm going to leave in the third quarter with a, quote, sprained ankle, or he threw the ball to the other team intentionally. And when you go back when you're watching it, you're like, oh, this guy's just an idiot. Like, he threw the ball to the other team. But now with that context, you're like, oh, this guy was intentionally throwing the game. So there were those kinds of stories.
You mean the one where the Saints fumbled the ball and then scored then the Bills scored a touchdown on them? Was that the game where it was like fumbled like 5 times and then it was a touchdown? Do you remember that?
I don't know. Maybe that was
a weird game. Yeah.
Dude, they should investigate the Broncos game last week. They scored like
33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was insane.
That was insane. Yeah.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. I think there might have been a little bit of something going on over there.
Yeah. So that's all to say that these sports stars and the coach, I think is the coach of the Portland Trailblazers, like they make millions, tens of millions, even sometimes they have hundreds of $1 million in these contracts. But to just throw it all away, go to jail for, I don't know, how much can you make sports betting without raising red flags? Maybe $1 million, maybe $50,000. Like, I don't think it's worth it. So I want to see, do you have any stories of people that were like flying high and then lost it all over a stupid reason?
I just had a family friend that went to like the halfway house for gambling. What would you call it? Like rehab? So it was like, yeah. All right. So number one, it was $30,000 to go to this thing for like 5 weeks. That in itself is a gamble. Like I'm going to spend $30,000 to see if I get better. Like that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you're just adding fuel to the fire. Also, I didn't know you can get addicted to gambling, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. It's a serious thing. I've also known people that have
Chris
struggled with. Not me, Glenn. maybe not. Who knows? Maybe undiagnosed. But I've actually known people that were like so addicted to gambling, like they would be short on rent for the month because they gambled it away.
I've got some friends who are very, very into sports betting, but I wouldn't say that they're to that level. They never miss payments on their car. They're never hurting for cash, but they're always trying to place a bet on something.
Yeah.
And it gets a little old, actually, when they're just in your face the whole time. But I don't know if that's part of an addictive personality or it's just they love sports betting so much they can't stop.
Yeah. I get upset if I lose $20 now. So
yeah. It is a addiction. Someone classified as a sickness. And part of it is like I gotta win it back. Like just a few more bets and I'll win it back. Like I've seen videos on X, like some guy like pawned his car. He sold his car for like $5,000. He's like, okay, I'm gonna put this $5,000 on a parlay bet, and if this pays off, I'm gonna be $20,000. I'll buy my car back. And like when it gets to that level, it's like, I think you got a problem.
Absolutely.
Or your house, right? I mean,
yeah,
rumor mills,
mortgage your house, yeah. Yeah, that's when it gets kind of interesting that when you go to like Reno or Vegas, not so much. I saw this a lot more in Reno where they said, we'll give you car title loans. Like, well, what on earth would you need a car title loan in a city that centers itself on gambling?
Going up the tower.
Well, remember before that it was payday loans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then
have that.
I think they said, or at least, I think in Arizona it's illegal, so then changed from payday loans to auto title loans.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the chances that someone who has no money has a paid off car?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But apparently it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I remember, so on the topic of people that seem to have it all and then lost it over a stupid reason, friend of the show, I would say, told me about a coworker he had, not at our company, but a different company, where they would like fudge their expense reports. Like they would say that they took a customer out, but it was just them and their family. I mean, like it's not like you took your wife out and it's 2 people and the bill was reasonable. Like this guy took out his entire extended family and said this was a customer event and expensed it.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
And then, that conversation did not go well when they're like, well, who was there? Oh, this person said, oh, this other rep was there as well. And then the expense people called the other rep and it's like, hey, were you with so-and-so at this dinner? He's like, no, I was like 5 states over. I was not there. And they're like, okay, let's dig into this a little bit. And then of course he gets fired. Like you risk your 6-figure good paying job over how much could a dinner cost? $1,000? It's like, why?
Right there where they all are, right at TV station.
Because it's an addiction.
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately that's what it is. Unfortunately, that's probably what it comes down to. It's one of those, like, because I can, or I want to see what I can get away with.
It must be. The upside just isn't that big. Like the stars that you were talking about at the beginning of this story, I think I heard that the total take was around $7 million.
Yeah.
But to your point, they're making tens of millions of dollars in salary.
Yeah. Why'd you risk that? And purely objectively from a risk reward standpoint, it's not worth it. But there's something, some kind of justification, some kind of rationalization that says, yeah, I got to do it, or this is worth it.
They did say the mob was involved, so there could be another factor there, like they have dirt on somebody.
The mob is still real? I thought the mob was like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, the Italian mob. I think, that had to do with the sports betting. That had to do with the underground poker games that were rigged as well. Like they would have these special sunglasses that you could see the what card it was. I think it was like UV or something. I put a link in the Zoom chat if you guys want to check it out. But they had that. They had like X-ray scanners built into the poker table, so you could read other people's cards, or hidden cameras in the poker table. And that's why it's like, I've never done like high stakes private games. I've done games with friends, but what's supposed to happen is when you do these private games, number one, you open up a brand new deck of cards, and number two, you're not supposed to wear sunglasses at a private game. Like at the casino, that's different, but at a private game, like that's not proper etiquette.
Scary. I played in a casino in Vegas a couple of times, and I was so intimidated. I thought that everyone else at the table was against me playing in teams, and I wasn't doing well. I just got the heck out of there.
Yeah. So, well, at least you know when to walk away. A lot of people can't.
What game were you playing that you thought people were teaming up against you? Poker?
Tournament Hold'em. Yeah.
Oh, tournament. Yeah.
Yeah. I play with the guys all the time, but I tried my luck in the casino, and it was just overwhelming.
It's it's definitely a different beast for sure. Yeah, everyone is super hardcore, and you feel like everyone else is better than you. At least I did when I played in the casino. Glenn gambles on Kalshi, placed a bet right before the pod started. I don't know about Brian.
Did the Dodgers game.
So my history of gambling was like, I forget, it was 2001. Vegas, got there, had like no money. I was going to be there for like less than 24 hours. My buddy graduated. And we were at the Excalibur. This is back in the day when you put coins in machines. You got coins back, right?
Yeah.
We were sitting there trying to figure out like where we're going to go. And like half the dudes were like, we're going to AM PM to get beer. I was like, what? Like if you gamble, they give it to you for free. And so like they left. And so we're just standing there waiting. So then I pumped 75 cents into a machine. Won $2,500, which was
it's a lot of
8 times more money. Dude, that was 8 times more money than I've ever had in my entire life at that point in time. Like, it was like, I was, what? Like, this is crazy. We proceeded to go out. We had an incredible night. We didn't spend the money gambling. I'll leave it at that. Got back to the hotel. We ended up finding one of the guys. He was knocking on the door to get into the hotel room. That had like, he was just walking around with a 24-pack of beer. Like, he was like, this is my second one. And so then he went to go lay down in the bed, and he hit the air conditioning unit instead, and like ended up getting a bunch of stitches. Like, it was so much blood. And then I was like, guys, I got to go to the airport, and I was like, I have to pay for a cab, which isn't that big of a deal until you realize that I brought $300 to have fun. I was now negative $2,800 in the hole.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, you didn't lose in gambling.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah. So I came back with less money than I had. I still had to get a cab, and then the next day was Mother's Day, and I was like so like hungover, just like sitting on the couch, like why am I here right now? So
it's never been back.
That was when I had spent more money than I had ever had in my entire life in less than 24 hours, I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. I'm dumb. Yeah. That's the last time I gambled.
Yeah. I'd say that's a valuable lesson. At least you learned a lesson there. All right, well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week. Dad joke of the week. This week, our guest Jaime is up.
Thank you, Chris. So I was going to tell you guys a UDP joke, but I figured you might not get it.
Heard it before, loser.
No guarantee of delivery. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wah.
All right, to wrap things up, phishing attacks have gotten more sophisticated, so be vigilant out there. A Romanian prisoner is going to be spending more time in jail just when he was about to get released. And don't rig online betting. That's all we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Find us all on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes Store and Spotify. And left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is to search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. My co-host Brian Deach and Glenn Medina, and our guest Jamie Harris. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. I'll see y'all next weekend. As always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia.
Have a nice day.